Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. I hope you forgive me for this setup. It's not ideal. As you guys know, I'm traveling and I'll only be back in the castle late on Thursday, but I wanted to make a quick video. As you guys know, I'm here. I've traveled because we've sold a little bit of some family land and so on, and actually I'm going to make my last big investment around $9,500 or so over the course of next week. So I guess that the markets have been kind enough to me to provide a good point of entry with a nice juicy sell-off. So thank you very much for all the participants who allow me to enter and who are allowing me to enter in a bit of a better position than what I was, I don't know, a week ago or so. Let's go straight to the markets. I mean, the crypto market is the most important. I'll keep it short today, so I'm going to focus a little bit on that. I've seen a lot of despair, a lot of madness, and I've mentioned this so many times but I will do it, I guess, one more time. If you're a long-term follower of the channel, I really apologize for needing to repeat myself, but I've mentioned that this time of the cycle, this part of the cycle, is by far the most dangerous. Why? The risk of being left behind is very, very high, and the corrections are very steep and typically short in nature. And the reason why they are so sharp in this part of the cycle is we have finally the first waves of retail coming in. These are people, these are two types of people. One, used to the stock market. So to them, a drop of 10% in a day is an extreme panic mode. They enter extreme panic mode and they sell aggressively, and they need to be punished because they have not endured the bear market. Because they haven't endured the cycle like we have endured it, they are not trained for this type of pullbacks. You need to understand that for them, 20% drop in a year is a dramatic, happens 2 times every decade or something like that per year. So what do you think they do when they come when they come to crypto and they see that in a day? They can't take it. They feel bad about themselves. They feel like a bunch of idiots. They feel like I knew that crypto is a scam, but I fell for it. I cannot believe it. Blah blah blah. So this is their type of behavior. So they sell and they need to be punished during this phase. So then we can go up without them. The other type of retail that comes in are people that actually have more money than you and me. This is the funny part. You see, we may have deployed less funds, but we've done so at much cheaper prices. They come late in the game, dropping 100K at once into certain cryptos, right? And what, so first of all, this is very emotional money. So once again, this is money not trained in the wild west that is crypto. So that's one part of it. And part two is they recognize somehow that there's a cycle, and they think they are somewhat late to the cycle. So instead of trying to go like we do and look for value, buy cheap coins, buy things that haven't gone up yet so much, buy things that are part of narratives, etc., they substitute that hard work with let's leverage Bitcoin and Ethereum 20x. And then that means that if you drop 5%, you're liquidated. So we've seen yesterday something which is incredibly bullish. We've seen record liquidations. And you're going to see more record liquidations because dun, 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 the market is much bigger than it used to be. What? Yes. I can tell you that next cycle around, you're going to have record liquidations again. And people will say the same things over and over and over again. Do you want me to summarize this huge crash that we've just seen? We are retesting the 20-day exponential moving average of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. That's it. Look how deflated this balloon is, because now all of you at home are saying, really? We're just doing that? I thought that this was part of a much bigger event, that this was going to be the end of the world. And actually, we just retested a very common moving average that we retest every single cycle. That's it. We may actually have seen the bottoms of this correction. Maybe you can go down a little bit more, sure. Or maybe we already did the little bottom and we move up from here. The good part is we moved from extreme greed to greed and we are approaching neutral. This is great. We are getting rid of the Johnny come latelys that come from the stock market and think that a 20% drop is, a Freddy Krueger style of movie that they're living, and the people who decided to, between brackets, cheat the system and go with 20 and 10x leverage to compensate for the fact that they didn't have the conviction to get in when it was way cheaper to be in. That's it. I've said this before, you guys will remember this. I've said this before. There's going to be a time where Bitcoin 92, 93K will be bearish. This was at a time that we were approaching Bitcoin 85K and Bitcoin 93K was extremely bullish. And I said, there's going to be a time where going to 93 or 92K will feel very bearish. There's going to be a time where Ethereum going to 3,500 will feel very bearish, although at the time Ethereum was 2,800, and that it was very bullish to get to 3,500. Once again, now it's very bearish that XRP goes to $2. 3 weeks ago, going to $2 was a dream. This is my point that I've been trying to make over and over and over again. The cycle is moving quickly, and you're gonna see corrections in the bull market. I think people came to the bull market in crypto, and they believe that the bull market in crypto means green only. The green only part is the last 2 months of euphoria. And it's not even the only green part. It's green on a weekly basis. But on a daily basis, on the intraday basis, I've seen coins during the euphoria phase drop 40% in 2 hours and recover the whole thing before the end of the day and put in new highs. If you cannot take 20%, 10% drops, I have a very bad message for you. In my opinion, you will not make it. Don't forget, all of this is my opinion. Can we have topped in crypto? Yes. Can we go just down from here? Yes. Can everybody get screwed and we enter the bear market? Sure, it is possible. In my view, it is unlikely. But once again, this is one of those type of things in which a few weeks it will be very obvious. I still think Ethereum will finish the year above 5,000. If not the year, I would say by mid-January, Ethereum is above 5,000. And there's going to be a point where this that I'm saying right now will be so obvious looking back. However, it's the same principle that I've discussed before. One thing is when you open a history book and you read stories about war. Other thing is to be on the battlefield and seeing the war, feeling it, hearing it, smelling it, whatever. You understand when I say something like this. So my question is, are we in 2025? No. Has liquidity peaked? No. Is currency still being debased? Yes. Will interest rates being dropped? Yes. Is Russia accelerating legislature to make Bitcoin property in order to create a reserve? Yes. Is the US still very pro-crypto? Yes. What else? I mean, is still the overall, is the regulatory setup positive for crypto? Yes. Will the tax environment be positive for crypto? Yes. Has any of this changed? No. By the way, there was a question that people asked me, how would I exit my position? So I made my last video was about an exit strategy. So partially it will be into stable coins and then stable coins to fiat off ramps, so centralized exchanges. I personally like Kraken because they've survived all the bear markets and they typically have a nice fee structure and they allow you to get out decent amounts. So I like Kraken for that. The remaining 15-20% I will always leave in crypto. I'll probably use some staking platforms, not from an exchange, but something like either Staking X, maybe stake it with the Aave protocol. I don't know. I will think about it. I haven't really thought about it because you have sufficient time to do that when you get. Now that's not the time to really think about all those details. People ask me why 12 months after the in April, why April, why late March, April 2025 for a big correction? Because it's 12 months after the halving. Historically speaking, 12 months after the halving, a large amount of altcoins have their all-time high there. In certain cases, we sell off through the summer and we come back at the end of the year to make a last bubble. But many of the altcoins, they approach their all-time highs that they reached in March and April, but many of them don't make a new all-time high. The reason why I think that this is going to happen is because I haven't seen anything to suggest otherwise in the cycle. The cycle has been repeating very closely to the previous ones. If this changes, obviously I will update my world vision. Until then, makes very little sense to do so. And now, when I'm talking about big correction, I'm talking about correction starts in Bitcoin and actually lasts for a few months. But meanwhile, for example, in January, in February, whatever, yes, Bitcoin can drop 10-15%. Yes. But I suspect that within the end of that week is up to very close to the previous all-time highs. What I'm talking is a correction more to the style of the Bitcoin after halving, but less in duration. So I hope that clarifies to all of you. And once again, thank you very much for following the channel. Thank you for enduring my suboptimal setup. Really appreciate the support of all of you. Don't forget, like and subscribe. And let me know in the comment section if I missed anything about your questions. I really make an effort to try to follow up with everything that you ask of me. And with that, thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one.